Hello everyone, and today we are going to do a walk from Stratford to Greenwich here in London. I've never did this hike before, so it will be an unexplored path. Not a lot of tourists are doing this. So we're going to pass the Olympic Park, some canals, the Thames, and in the end we'll reach Greenwich.
The route that we're doing today will follow alongside of the Lea Valley Riverside path and in the end the Thames. But not before you have passed this place first.
The first thing that you will pass when you exit Stratford station and walk to the Olympic Park is ArcelorMittal Orbit. ArcelorMittal
Orbit.
Well, that weird red thing in the park, and then of course London Stadium as well.
From Olympic Park you will walk directly onto the path next to the canal.
It's quite nice to walk here next to the canal the whole time. We have another 45 minutes to go, I guess, just next to the canal. But if you realize, in the past those canals were used to transport goods from one borough to another. But I think nowadays we can mainly call them a street, I guess, because all those boats here, there's just people living in there, and it's just everywhere where you go in London. No matter which canal you'll pass, there's just loads of boats with people living in there.
Besides all those boats and sometimes some birds in the water, it is also a great place when you are in the right season to pick up a certain fruit.
It's currently blackberry season in London, and there are those blackberry plants here. And it's normally kind of a hit or miss how they taste like, but if you're lucky, no, I'm not, then you would have a sweet one, but this one was still a little bit sour, so I think I need to wait a little bit longer for some good blackberries.
Luckily, I could recover quickly from that sourness by all the developments that are going on in London. Some new development sites just look wonderful, and that brings me to this completely new place for me.
I've never been here to Three Mills Island before, but I must say that building with that eccentric roof is quite interesting, and the clock tower. And the only thing that I do know is that in the far distance, those round metal constructions, in the past they were used to store some gas. So there was a right bubble underneath, and then that balloon filled with gas, and that's how they stored the gas in the old time.
From Three Mills Island it is still a bit further next to the canal. But shortly afterwards, unfortunately, the following happens.
Unfortunately, this is just one of the sad things when you do a walk in London. When you leave the canal, you need to get to the Thames side to reach Greenwich, and you just have those, well, these kind of roads, main roads, boring, London, residential zones. But yeah, that's what you have to deal with when you do a walk in London.
Okay, to be fair, the residential area also gives you some surprises, such as this dog. Finally reaching the Thames side gives me at least some jealousy. Those houses here are so well maintained and have such a great view. This brings us pretty close to Greenwich now.
It's time for a well-deserved rest here next to the Thames, and I was wondering, guys, if you did any great city river canal walks, and let me know in the comments below what kind of good walks you did with a canal and a river involved. We're almost at Greenwich, and currently I'm enjoying the view about the beautiful Old Royal Naval College.
The Royal Naval College is a World Heritage Site. The buildings were originally constructed to serve as a hospital in 1696 and 1712. You might wonder, how would we reach the other side of the Thames? Well, there's only one way to reach the other side.
So the Greenwich Foot Tunnel was opened in 1902, so it's already more than 100 years old. when you enter this place, you'll see a dome on one side and a dome on the other side, and that means you get in on one side and get on the other side. But it's a great way of crossing the Thames, and especially when you realize that this tunnel is 100 years old. So when you cross to the other side, you will reach the site where the Royal Naval College is. You will have this big boat to cut the shark in front of you, and of course the Royal Observatory is here on this side as well. But I think Greenwich deserves their own video. So if you want to watch something else that's nature related here in London, please watch one of those videos here on the right and stay tuned for the next video.